it's a real-life story that this movie is based on.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so the recap is giving us that glimpse into it.
It's based on a real-life friendship, too, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So we're talking about this unlikely bond between a Parisian millionaire who's paralyzed and a young guy from the suburbs.
Really different worlds coming together.
And, oh, did I mention there are car chases in this movie?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're going to want to hear how this all plays out.
I think I'm going to find it incredibly moving.
Yeah, it's a really good one. So the recap jumps right into the action with Driss. He's the caretaker. He is whipping the sports car through the streets of Paris.
Oh, wow.
With Philippe in the passenger seat.
Okay.
They're dodging police, laughing their heads off.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a wild introduction.
Yeah, that's one way to make an entrance, right?
For sure.
I mean, it just shows you right away that Driss, this caretaker, is not going to be your typical caretaker.
Yeah, he's not playing by the rules.
Exactly.
It really makes you wonder, like, maybe that's exactly what someone like Philippe needs in his life, you know?
Totally. Somebody who just shakes things up a bit.
Yeah, throws the rule book out.
Totally.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So it definitely doesn't seem like your typical caretaker situation at all. And then the recap takes us all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
To the interview.
The job interview.
Where they first meet.
Okay, I see, yeah.
So that scene is really fascinating because you have all these highly qualified candidates. You know, they're giving these like perfectly polished answers.
Right.
And then Driss walks in and he's not even there for the job.
Oh, wow.
He just needs to get a signature on some papers for his unemployment benefits.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So he's just there by chance.
Totally by chance.
Wow.
Yeah, but Philippe is drawn to him, right?
Yeah. What is it about Driss that draws him in, do you think?
Well, I think that Philippe is not looking for pity.
Right.
He doesn't want someone to tiptoe around him.
You know what? I get that.
Yeah.
He doesn't want somebody to be walking on eggshells all the time.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
He wants someone real, someone to challenge him.
To treat him like a normal person.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Someone to make him laugh.
And is that Driss?
And that is Driss to a T.
Okay, so he's looking for a spark.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as we hear about Driss's background in the recap, you start to realize how unexpected this whole situation is for Driss, too.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about his background.
So he's got his own struggles.
Life.
He's living in a cramped apartment. His younger brother is getting into trouble. He has a strained relationship with his mother.
It sounds like a really tough situation.
It really is, and it really paints this stark contrast to Philippe's world.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, you have this millionaire who lives in this beautiful mansion.
Right.
And then you have, you know, Driss coming from this very, like, difficult background.
Yeah, it's like two different worlds colliding almost.
Exactly. And you know what? He was actually kicked out by his mom.
Oh, wow.
Right when this job kind of falls into his lap.
No kidding.
So taking care of a paralyzed millionaire is probably the last thing on his mind at that point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, he's got other things to worry about.
Exactly. But he needs a job.
Right.
So he dives in head first.
Good for him.
Yeah.
For taking that leap.
Even though he clearly struggles at first with the more personal aspects of caregiving.
Right, because it's intimate.
It's very intimate.
No?
Yeah, and the recap doesn't sugarcoat any of that.
It doesn't.
No.
That's good.
It shows just learning on the fly, making mistakes. He's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It feels very real and human.
I like that they don't shy away from that.
Yeah.
Because it is awkward.
Yeah.
You know, you're dealing with, like, very personal things.
For sure.
Yeah.
And yet, in the midst of all that awkwardness, you start to see this bond forming.
Oh, I love that.
Between the two of them.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
It's like that shared awkwardness or whatever. Maybe it kind of breaks the ice a little bit.
Maybe. Yeah. It's like their shared laughter. And their honesty, like, it just kind of breaks down all these barriers between them.
I think honesty is really important.
Yeah.
Especially in a situation like that.
Absolutely.
Where there's so much vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a reminder that connection can really blossom in the most unlikely circumstances.
You don't know where you're going to find your people.
Right. Absolutely not.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And, you know, it's not just about caretaking either.
Oh, okay.
So Driss brings this whole new energy into Philippe's life.
Like how so?
They go on these crazy adventures, fast car rides, museum visits.
Wow.
Driss is pushing Philippe to step outside of his comfort zone.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and like truly experience life.
That's cool. And he's probably pushing Driss too, right?
Absolutely. I think they're both pushing each other.
Yeah, like a two-way street.
And it makes you think like, what does it really mean to care for someone?
That's a good question.
Right. Is it about just following the rules?
Yeah, just going through the motions.
Yeah. Or is it about seeing the person behind the disability?
Yeah.
And helping them really live?
It's about seeing the person, not the disability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that.
Me too.
So it's very clear that Driss isn't just going through the motions.
Right.
He is pushing Philippe to really embrace life.
I like that.
And Philippe is pushing Driss to grow.
Yeah, I like that too.
So they're kind of helping each other out here.
Absolutely.
And then there's this really poignant scene where Philippe opens up about his past.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What does he talk about?
He talks about his wife, the accident.
Oh, wow. Heavy stuff.
The pain that he still carries with him. And it's pretty raw.
I bet.
It's like that kind of vulnerability is so important because it allows their connection to go even deeper.
Absolutely.
To move beyond the surface.
Yeah.
They're not just caretakers and patient.
Right, they're becoming friends.
They are. They're two people who are sharing their burdens, you know, and supporting each other.
That's beautiful.
And then get this, okay?
What?
Driss is secretly an artist.
Oh, wow. No way.
Yeah.
What kind of art does he do?
He paints, but he's too shy to show anyone.
Oh.
Yeah.
So who encourages him to share his work?
Guess.
I mean, it's got to be Philippe, right?
Philippe, of course.
Of course, it's so sweet.
It's just another example of how they champion each other.
They see each other's potential.
They see the potential and they help each other kind of blossom, you know?
That's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole other layer to the story.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, so Philippe has been exchanging letters with a woman named Eleanor.
Okay.
For months.
By pen pal.
Kind of, yeah, but they've never met face to face.
Oh, interesting.
And Driss is, like, super skeptical at first.
I bet.
But he eventually helps Philippe get over his nerves.
Oh.
And they have a phone call.
Okay.
And it adds this other dimension.
It does, yeah.
To Philippe's character. You know, it shows that even with his physical limitations, he's still seeking connection, love, a full life.
He's still got that spark.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And it really challenges our assumptions about what it means to live with a disability.
Totally.
Yeah.
It shows you that anyone can have these desires for connection and love.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's really human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the recap takes us to Philippe's birthday party.
Okay.
And there's this noticeable contrast between Driss's, like, vibrant energy and Philippe's more subdued mood.
Interesting.
So it's clear that something is shifting.
Yeah, like there's some tension.
Yeah.
Like something's going on.
And what's really fascinating is that they're both dealing with their own struggles at this point.
Oh, right. They both have their own stuff going on.
So Driss is facing his family issues.
Yeah.
And Philippe is confronting the reality of his situation.
Yeah.
You know, they're both at a crossroads.
I see.
And it leads to a pretty tough decision.
Oh, no. What happens?
Philippe fires Driss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's tough.
It's a hard moment to watch in the recap.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's a decision that's born out of love and concern.
That's true.
Because Philippe realizes that Driss needs to go back to his own life, confront his own challenges, and find his own path.
And is Driss receptive to that?
Yeah, and so seeing them both navigate life apart is really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
We see Driss starting a new job, reconnecting with his family, trying to piece his life back together.
Good for him.
And Philippe is really struggling to adjust to new caretakers.
No, I bet.
Because no one quite gets him like Driss did.
Right, they had such a special bond.
They did.
Yeah.
And it really highlights how much they impacted each other's lives.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, they both grew so much from that relationship.
Absolutely.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, Philippe misses Driss's unique energy and perspective.
I bet he does.
And Driss carries the lessons that he learned from Philippe into his new world. I love that. It's like they both took something away from that time together.
For sure.
It's pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they really needed each other in that moment.
Yeah, they did.
But, you know, it wasn't meant to be forever.
Right.
But it really, like, changed them both.
For the better.
For the better.
That's pretty cool.
And then, of course, we have that amazing reunion scene.
Oh, yeah.
The late night phone call.
What happens?
Philippe's housekeeper reaches out to Driss.
Okay.
Says he's not doing well.
Oh.
Needs his friend.
Oh, wow.
And Driss doesn't even hesitate.
He doesn't.
No.
What does he do?
Drops everything, rushes to be by Philippe's side.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's such a beautiful testament to their bond, right?
Absolutely.
Like no time has passed at all.
Right back to where they left off.
And they take off on another one of those crazy car rides.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Where do they go this time?
They end up at the coast.
Nice.
Just like old times.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's like a really touching moment of reconciliation.
Yeah, yeah.
And here's where the recap gets really interesting.
Right.
It gives us an update on what happened to the real life guys.
The real people?
That this movie was based on.
Oh, cool. Tell me about it.
Philippe Pozzo di Borgo and Abdel Sellou.
Wait, Driss's real name is Abdel?
Yes.
I had no idea.
And it adds like this whole other layer to the story, right?
It does.
Knowing that these two men continued their friendship.
Oh, wow.
Even after, all of that happened.
That's really special.
Off screen.
Yeah.
Like it makes it even more powerful, right?
It does.
Knowing that this incredible connection wasn't just some like Hollywood invention.
Right. It wasn't just made up for the movie.
Exactly. It's rooted in a real enduring bond.
I love that.
And it gets even better.
Does it?
So both of them went on to build successful lives, have families,
That's amazing.
achieve incredible things.
Really? Yeah, that's incredible.
It's like a true testament to the power of the human spirit.
Yeah, to overcome all that adversity.
Not just to overcome, but to thrive,
To thrive.
in the face of it.
That's powerful.
And to the power of connection.
Yeah.
To lift each other up and support each other's dreams.
And that's what it's all about, right?
It really is.
I mean, that's why we're doing this whole podcast.
Right.
Is to talk about these connections.
Yeah.
And how they can change our lives.
And this story is just such a powerful reminder that sometimes the most unexpected encounters can lead to the most meaningful relationships.
It's true.
And it challenges us to look beyond our preconceived notions and see the humanity in everyone.
Absolutely.
No matter their background.
Yeah, I love that.
No matter their circumstances.
You never know who's going to come into your life and make a difference.
Exactly. And I'm so glad we took this deep dive.
Me too.
It's been like a roller coaster of emotions. But ultimately, it's a story that leaves you feeling like really hopeful and inspired.
Hopeful.
Yeah. So what are like some of the biggest takeaways for you?
Okay, let me think about that for a second.
What do you think our listeners should be pondering like long after this episode ends?
Okay, well, for me, like one of the biggest things is the power of friendship to transcend differences.
Right.
Like Philippe and Abdel came from completely different worlds.
It did.
But they found common ground in their shared humanity.
That's such a good point.
It's like, it's a reminder that we have more in common than we often realize.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love that. And don't forget the humor.
Oh, yeah, the humor.
Like, even amidst the challenges, there's so much joy and laughter.
They didn't let their circumstances get them down.
No.
It's inspiring.
It's a reminder not to take ourselves too seriously.
Totally.
And to find the lightness, even in difficult situations.
You got to find the joy wherever you can.
Yeah.
That's a good reminder.
Absolutely. So after listening to all this, what do you think? Should we all be searching for our own Intouchables story?
I don't know about searching.
Okay.
But maybe just being open to it,
Yeah.
Like being open to connections with people who are different from us. People who challenge our perspectives.
I like that.
Yeah. And who push us to grow.
Because you never know where those connections might lead.
Exactly.
It's like, what if we approached every interaction with that same level of openness and curiosity that Philippe showed towards Driss?
That's a good point.
Imagine the possibilities, right?
It's a beautiful thought.
So to wrap up this incredible deep dive, what are some final thoughts you want to leave our listener with?
Well, I think this story, even just hearing it through a recap, is a testament to the power of storytelling.
For sure.
Yeah. It shows us that even a glimpse into someone else's life can move us.
Absolutely.
Inspire us.
Yeah.
And challenge us to be better.
I love that.
Yeah. And that sometimes the most profound lessons come from the most unexpected sources.
You never know where you're going to find them.
You really don't.
Beautifully said. And I think it speaks to the power of human connection.
Yeah.
To bridge divides, to heal wounds.
Absolutely.
And to remind us of what truly matters.
Exactly. It's a reminder that even in a world that can feel divided and isolating, there are stories of hope.
For sure.
Resilience.
Yeah.
And genuine human connection.
I love that.
Stories like Philippe and Abdel's.
Exactly.
And, maybe there's an Intouchables story waiting to unfold in your own life.
Who knows?
You just have to be open to it.
Yeah, I love that. It's really amazing to think that just like a simple YouTube recap video could spark like such a deep conversation and leave us with so much to think about.
Absolutely.
It just goes to show, right, that inspiration can be found in the most unexpected places.
It's everywhere.
It really is.
You just got to be open to it.
Exactly.
And, that's the beauty of what we do here on the Deep Dive.
Yeah.
We take these, like, seemingly ordinary sources.
Right.
Like recap videos, articles, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And we uncover the, like, extraordinary stories and insights that are hidden within them.
We go deep.
Right.
We find the good stuff.
We challenge ourselves. We challenge our listeners to, like, think differently.
Absolutely.
To connect with ideas in new ways.
Yeah.
And to, like, just see the world through a wider lens.
I love that. We're not just summarizing information. We're exploring the human experience,
We're getting to the heart of it.
Yeah.
We're talking about the connections that bind us.
For sure.
The lessons that we can learn from each other's journeys.
Absolutely. And this deep dive into the Intouchables, even though it was just through like a recap video, has been like such a powerful example of that.
It really has.
It's a story that reminds us of like, the importance of embracing life's unexpected turns.
Absolutely.
Right, challenging our assumptions and opening our hearts to the possibility of connection in the most unlikely of places.
It could be anywhere.
Seriously, it could be anywhere.
You just never know.
It's given me a whole new perspective on like, friendship.
Yeah.
Caregiving, what it means to truly live.
Me too. It's been a really powerful conversation.
And I hope it sparks something similar for you listening.
Yeah.
Maybe it's inspired you to reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while, or to offer a helping hand to someone in need.
Yeah.
Or simply to approach your own life with like a little more humor.
I love that.
And a lot more openness to the unexpected.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And if you haven't seen The Intouchables, I highly recommend checking it out.
Oh, definitely.
It's such a heartwarming, hilarious, and ultimately like deeply moving film.
It is. It stays with you.
It really captures the essence of this like incredible true story.
It does.
So on that note, I think we're going to wrap up this deep dive into The Intouchables.
Yeah, this has been great.
We hope you've enjoyed the journey with us.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep connecting.
Keep diving deep.
And keep an open mind. You never know what's out there.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.